Something I've noticed traveling all around the world, and especially, I mean, recently I've been to all over the US. I've, of course, spent time in the UK. I went to Australia recently. And it seems like in all these countries, these Western nations that are supposed to be, so-called liberal democracies, people are supposed to be able to speak freely and so on. The average person is terrified to speak their mind. It seems that the concept of freedom of speech has really been pushed to the side and marginalized. Yeah. It's something that is supposed to be a bedrock of our societies and nations and cultures, but something I found incredibly interesting, for example, when you bought Twitter, was that people were not afraid that they would be censored, but they were afraid that their opposition, especially people more on the right side of the aisle, would not be censored. They were afraid of the freedom of speech aspect. So how did we get there?
I think that people like that should really look at themselves in the mirror and say, like, what are you actually asking here? You want censorship? You want things to be, you want information to be withheld from the public, even though it's fully legal? Effectively, what they're saying is they want the public to be misled and uninformed of all sides of the issue. That's obviously morally wrong.
Yeah.
But you have the situation where basically all the social media companies are based in the Bay Area, or I guess if you add Snap, it's LA, but the most influential ones are all in the Bay Area. So they have a very sort of far left position, especially in San Francisco. I mean, it doesn't get more far left than San Francisco, Berkeley. It's like,
I was exploring the city today, and I noticed that. I felt that.
Yeah, I mean, you can see like there's some pretty rough parts of the city. People sometimes say, "Oh, you must be exaggerating." I'm like, you just come to downtown SF on any random day.
Yeah,
it's the same thing, and it's like Mad Max Walking Dead situation.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, it's like you can't believe it. Now there are certainly still many nice parts of San Francisco, but the fact that the downtown core is basically a dead zone. And frankly, some of the areas where there's just no people at all, I think might be worse than the parts where the zombies are, because it's actually bleaker. It's just empty.
Yeah.
So, we clearly don't want to have a world where that policy is amplified to Earth. Where we don't want all of Earth to be like downtown SF. So you can see kind of like where the policies lead, and the evidence is right here. So it's one thing if the sort of damage radius of an ideology is limited geographically to sort of 10-mile radius or something like that, which is what say a niche ideology would be limited geographically. But when you've got some massive global megaphone, it's effectively a mind virus megaphone to Earth. If you have something like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok to some degree, maybe to a large degree. I've heard a lot of people voicing increasing concerns about TikTok, not from the standpoint of spying, but having a negative effect on the youth.
Yeah.
So shorter attention spans, and I don't know.